Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I'm doing a book review and it's Night Angel Nemesis. You remember the one that I was really excited about? I reread the whole Night Angel trilogy in anticipation. Well, this is a DNF. I hate this. I really do. Okay. So I did not like this book. There was not a single thing that I liked. I just, other than the cover, look how beautiful this cover is. It's just gorgeous. But that's as far as this goes. I am actually just mainly mad that I bought this on the Kindle and then I got this in the physical. I'm just so mad. And I wish I never would have known this existed, and I wish I never would have opened it and read it. Okay, but I only got to about 40%. I don't know if that's good enough to say that it might have gotten better later, but I mean, that's almost halfway, and this is a pretty big book. And I couldn't take it anymore. I just couldn't. Every time I would open up this book and try to read it, all I felt was rage. I would just sit there and read a couple of pages and then vent and just, I hated it. I mean, it's like everything I enjoyed about the trilogy just got thrown out the window. I mean, I don't get it. I don't know why he did what he did. I mean, the trilogy was so good. I liked it. Yes, there was some things that it could have been better, but for the most part, it's a great story. I mean, it's a fun story. It's a story I enjoyed rereading again. This is not anything. I don't even really know what the plot was. I'm just so frustrated and so disappointed by this book. And I had such high hopes. I expected this to be like a 5-6 star for me. I mean, I can't even give it a rating. If I had to rate it, obviously it'd probably be 1 star. I mean, I can't. But this is just nothing at all like the trilogy. There's nothing. I mean, even the narration of it, the writing style, the characters feel different, the themes are different, everything's different. Everything you liked about the first one, it's not there. And the only thing that's really the same, I guess, is the world. I don't know. I mean, there's just really nothing that's the same. The names of the characters, I guess, but it doesn't feel like the same characters. I don't know. I know there's some people that really like this, but I noticed with some of the reviews for the people that really liked it, they may have been ones that hadn't read the trilogy for a while, because I mean, obviously the trilogy came out years ago. So I guess if you had years in between when you read the trilogy and this book, maybe you'd feel a little differently because you're like, well, I don't remember the trilogy that well. So this would probably feel like a new, fresh book. But I just finished the trilogy, and then to jump into this immediately, it just was so jarring and different, and it did not work for me. So I don't know, maybe if you hadn't read the trilogy for a long time, or maybe if you hadn't even read the trilogy at all, I mean, you could probably just jump into this, and you might actually even enjoy it. I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of people that seemed to like it. So just because I didn't like it doesn't mean you won't. And I'm not going to judge you if you do like it, because that's your opinion. I hate it though. So, I mean, and that's my opinion. I really just didn't enjoy it. I mean, I saw that there was a lot of people that really liked the trilogy that did not like this book. And I liked the trilogy. So that's probably why I didn't like this one. But I mean, people that probably didn't like the trilogy will probably like this one, because it feels different. But I don't know. And then it's written almost as like a journal. So Kyler is he's writing this for himself. Okay, well, first of all, actually, he changes who he's writing it for. At first, he's writing it for someone, and then he's almost just writing it for himself. But then eventually, it gets into Vi's hands, and she's reading it. And apparently, only she can read the book, but he's narrating it to his, I'm going to say it wrong, but I'm just going to say it, the Kaikari. But that's who he's it's recording it for him. Apparently, the Kayakari has the ability to record things. I don't know where that came from, but apparently it does. And so it's written as almost like he's talking to himself, he's narrating himself, and I didn't realize how much I could not stand him. I mean, I thought I liked Kyler as a character, but apparently he's just an idiot and a jerk. So, he's terrible. And it's like, I don't remember this from the trilogy. I don't remember him being like this, like so immature and just a jerk. And then in this one, he is. And I'm very surprised. I mean, he didn't grow up at all. He apparently didn't learn anything from the trilogy when I thought he had. I have no idea. Like, if the Kayakari could change, like, if it had to pick Kyler in this book and not the trilogy, I don't think it would have picked him. There is nothing at all honorable about him or, anything at all in this book about him. I mean, the first trilogy, he's more of this, upright, honorable, trying to always do the right thing kind of person. Complete opposite in this book. I mean, I can't stand him. So I don't know what happened with that. And it's just everything he says, it's just so cringy and childish. It's just like, I'd give you a quote, but it's going to hurt me to say it. It's just, it's like, I don't know if I really want to say it because it's just like, oh, okay. I'll give you the quote. Mind you, this is word from the book, okay? This is not me. So don't judge me for saying this. But it says, and I quote, "A lullaby? Am I acting like a spoiled child again?" I ask Riley. I settle into her smile, and there's a softness in her lap. I surprise myself by not making something sexual out of something simply soothing. I've become awfully mature recently. End quote. I can't, oh, that's so bad. That is just terrible writing. And, I think after I read that line, I had to, just take a break because I'm like, surely I did not read something like that. Surely I wouldn't have read something like that. I could give more examples. Pretty much every time he talks or thinks, it's like that. Every time. I know I'm being exaggerative, but you can tell I'm trying to get across how much I didn't like this. But yeah, so apparently also this story is taking place 8 to 9 months after the trilogy. Doesn't feel like that. There's no way. There is no way this book is following right after this trilogy. The way the characters have changed, the feel of the book, the themes of the books, the way it's changed, there's just no way. I mean, it can't. There's no way. I mean, his character could not have changed that much. I don't know. But I mean, even the other characters, whereas in the trilogy, they were all they loved Kyler. He was their best friend. They all wanted him around. They all wanted his opinion. Well, in this book, it starts off, you get some of the characters from the trilogy, and they just absolutely hate him. They want nothing to do with him. They just point out how much of a jerk he is and how much of a loser he's being. It's it's a complete turnaround. And then even the characters themselves are different. Now, I will say Logan seemed to be pretty much the same, but supposedly his wife, which Janine, I almost didn't remember her name. She's now acting all different because apparently this magical explosion that happened at the end of the trilogy somehow messed her up, and now she can almost foretell things or something. I don't know. I don't know where this came from, but it sounds like a bunch of garbage, and it is. And I don't understand that. It's what? What do you mean this magic affected everyone? So it's almost the author's making up by saying the magic affected everyone in the sense to show why the characters are all acting different. That's kind of a lame stretch too. I don't buy that. I think the author just didn't want to write the same characters. And I wish he would have just written almost a whole different story. I mean, just don't do this. I don't know. I was excited for it because I thought it was going to be hunting down some more of those Kaikaris, and it would be more just, more sword fighting again, and, all this other stuff. No, it wasn't. This main plot line, I think, is some type of heist and trying to get some type of compass. I don't know. I kept forgetting because it's so drawn out. The main parts that I read Kyler's pretty much just traveling to these different cities. And it was so boring. And I remember, like, I put it down and then I'd start back up and I'm like, oh, that's right, I'm still here. Because it just, like, it never moved. The book just never felt like it was moving. And it just, I don't know. It just was so frustrating. And I don't really, everything I wanted in the trilogy was not here in this one. There was, like, he doesn't even do, like, any fighting. The only thing he really does is he does some torturing of people. And it's like, how is this part of your Night Angel persona? I mean, the Night Angel persona is supposed to be, like, this, you know, dispensing justice, not, like, torturing people in basements or whatever. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And I don't know. And it's just so bad. And then he's supposed to be, like, amazing, like, pretty much almost unbeatable and defeatable. I must mix those words up. But he's supposed to be like that. But then every time he's thinking, he's pretty much just saying, oh, well, this person could beat me. Because they have, like, there's these mages that they keep, you know, running into. And they're essentially just, you know, always able to kind of get the best of him. And it's like, so you really can't do anything. I don't know. I just don't get it. I really don't. All he does is screw things up. He talks too much. He just says how everyone's better than him, how he would lose the fight. I mean, whereas in the last trilogy, I mean, he changed the battles. I mean, when he joined the scene, they were then winning. I mean, he completely would change the entire outcome. In this book, it's like he's just like a nobody. I mean, he's nothing special. I mean, it's seriously, everything about the trilogy in this book is just a contradiction between the characters, the themes. I mean, in the first trilogy, there's one scene where Kyler is literally sacrificing himself and dying, you know, because, with Logan, you know, to try to save face with him. And it's like, and he's trying to always do the honorable thing. He's trying to save everyone. And, you know, he only wants to do the right thing. In this book, it's just like, he's just like this whiny, moody, angsty teenager who is completely immature and is completely a jerk. And and the dialogue's just so cringy. There's so many of these random, awkward heart-to-hearts between characters. And it's just so bad. I'm just so disappointed. And I did not want to DNF this. I really didn't. I tried so hard to push myself through this. I really did. I kept going back. I'm like, maybe just one more chapter. And then eventually I'm like, I can't. I mean, it's like dragging on me. It's not worth it. It just isn't worth it. And I feel so bad. And like I said, you might like this. You might. And don't let my review, you know, tarnish whether you want to read it or not. Just take it into consideration that it's not going to be like the trilogy. And whether you do like this book or not, that is going to be a fact, is it's not like the trilogy. It's going to have a lot of differences. Just the narration alone of it is different from the trilogy. So just take that in mind. But I mean, if you didn't like the trilogy, or if you haven't read the trilogy, you might like this. You really might. Maybe you'll like the change, the different tone, the different feel, and who knows, maybe it gets really good at the end and there's like this huge twist. There really could be. So I mean, I am disappointed that I couldn't get further, just because I would prefer to give it a more well-rounded review for you, but I just, for my own sanity's sake, I can't continue. And I mean, so take it into mind that there might be something really good at the end. And looking at some reviews, I think some people were saying that there was some good twists at the end. And if that's the case, if you can do it, then go ahead and do it. But I could not. And I apologize that this is not a full review of the book. But I hope this review provided you at least some entertainment to watch me rage about this book. But until next time, and if you do read it, I hope you feel better about it than I did. All right, have a good night, everyone.